Hello and welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be playing Hollowvine version 2. Really, the only thing that's different is we cut the Ox of Agonas for fear of missing out. But if this is your first time seeing the deck, quick explanation of how it works. We're trying to draw and discard a ton of cards. The main payoffs here are going to be Hollow One and Vengevine. Hollow One you want to keep in your hand. The spell costs 2 less to cast for each card you've cycled or discarded this turn. So if you've discarded 3 cards that turn, Hollow One costs no mana. If you've discarded 2, it costs only 1 mana. Vengevine, we want to put this one into the graveyard. So ignore its mana cost. Mana cost isn't going to matter here. It's a 4/3 with haste, and whenever you cast a spell, if it's the second creature spell you've cast this turn, you may return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we discard this to the graveyard, cast a couple of creature spells, maybe some of them are hollow ones that we cast for free, and then we get to return some number of Vengevines from our graveyard. Other payoffs include Marauding Mako. Whenever you discard one or more cards, you put that many counters on it this turn. This card gets pretty darn big. I've had this card be 10/10 and larger before. We've got Flameblade Adept, 1 mana, 1/2 with Menace. Whenever you cycle or discard a card this turn, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. A little weaker than Marauding Mako. If we could play 8 Marauding Mako, we could, but Flameblade Adept's good in certain situations where Marauding Mako's not. Example, much more difficult to block. We've got Faithless Looting. Our other payoffs. Detective's Phoenix from the graveyard. We can bestow it for a single mana and give one of our creatures +2/+2 flying and haste. Works very well with fear of missing out. So enters, you discard and draw a card. Again, playing into that discard synergy a little more. And if you've got Delirium, which is really easy in this deck because we've got enchantments, we've got artifacts, creatures, sorceries, lands. And as much as we're drawing and discarding, it's really easy to set up Delirium. It'll be hard not to have Delirium. So Delirium, whenever this creature attacks for the first time each turn, if there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, untap target creature. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. So you could untap your Vengevine to attack again, untap your Hollow One to attack again. Fear of Missing Out has Detective's Phoenix on it. You can untap this. It's attacking for 8 that turn. We've got Blazing Rootwalla, which we can Madness for 0 mana, meaning if we discard it, we can cast it for free. Yet another one of our ways we could get out something like a turn 1 Vengevine. And then our draw discard package. We're playing 4 Burning Inquiry. Each player draws 3, then discards 3 at random. See a couple cards in this deck that say at random. This is why this is sometimes known as the Gambler's deck. We've got Goblin Lore for 1 and a red. You draw 4 cards, then discard 3 cards at random. Again, random, so sometimes we have a little lack of control of what we're doing. We've got Faithless Looting for 1 mana, draw 2, discard 2, flashback for 3. So yeah, we just discard a lot, draw a lot. Street Wraith kind of acts as another one of those where we just pay 2 life and cycle it for free. And yeah, deck's super consistent, but sometimes falters to itself. Again, you want to discard your Vengevines, keep your Hollow Ones in hand, but sometimes you discard your Hollow Ones, keep your Vengevines in hand. Graveyard plan's pretty simple. 4 Leyline of the Void for graveyard decks. 3 Rough and Tumble for the Go Wide decks, 2 Magebane Lizards for Storm, 3 Obsidian Charmaw for the Eldrazi matchups, and 3 Meltdown for Affinity or other artifact base decks that could shut us down. And 4 lands, fetches, shocks, 3 Arena of Glories. If you really wanted to, you can run this deck with a bunch of basic mountains. We're just playing some fetches and shocks to, in that very rare time, once in every 100 matches, we hardcast Vengevine, and then the Arena of Glories are great because, let's say you cast Faithless Looting turn 2, you could haste a Hollow One. You can haste Fear of Missing Out. You can haste both like 2 Marauding Makos and then go for a Goblin Lore. Lots of different things you would want to haste in this deck. It's a very aggressive deck. And yeah, let's get into some games. Quick transition before we launch into today's league. Cadets, I want this channel to be more than just my mission. I want it to be ours. So I'm opening the airlock and bringing all of you fine space travelers on board. You may have noticed some new warp speed transitions between matches, and here's where you come in. Over the next week, I want you to drop your favorite white magic cards down in the comment below. I'll be choosing some of them to feature in the match 1 transition, complete with a shout out to the cadet who suggested it. Don't worry, the rest of the color pie will get their turn in orbit. We'll hit blue, black, red, and green in the coming weeks. And by the end, I want our transitions to be cosmically packed with your favorite cards shining across the galaxy. So share this transmission with other crews and friends. Let's get as many cards as possible into the constellation of our channel's art. Thanks for all the stellar support. Now buckle up and let's jump back into the league. Alright, we're back with the first match. This hand is a little slow, but it kind of has everything we want. It's got Burning Inquiries, it's got Faithless Lootings, Marauding Mako, Street Wraith, Hollow One, Vengevine. It's got everything we want. We'll just hope to get a land. I had to draw one of our only 2 tap lands. Let's see if we can find a land. Ooh, okay. So shock in a Stomping Ground, cast Marauding Mako, and say go to the opponent. Snow-covered forest makes me think this might be Simic Ritual. They're just leading off course because they didn't have a fetch land. Nope. Well, yes. Dismember on my Marauding Mako. Meaning probably Simic Ritual. Yep, there's the Birthing Ritual. Let's play Arena of Glory. Faithless Looting away the Vengevines. And then I think I'm supposed to go ahead and cycle the Street Wraith. Which now the hollow ones are free anyway, so we don't even have to Burning Inquiry here. Cast Hollow One. Cast Hollow One. Trigger these guys. Cast Hollow One. And why not? We'll Burning Inquiry. Maybe mess up the opponent's hand. Okay, let's see how the opponent gets themselves out of this one. We've got 20 power on board, turn 2. They're already at 8 life. Alright, we get there. Let's see what we've got for the sideboard. So there's some argument for bringing in the Rough and Tumbles, but I think we're just so much faster than them that we don't care that much about the Rough and Tumbles, so I say we just run it back. Yeah, this looks like a fine hand to me. We'll keep our 7. Opponent's mulligan down to 6. If they do have enough just like free counter spells, they might be able to get us on our Faithless Looting and Goblin Lore. So Hedge Maze from the opponent. Put a Birthing Ritual into grave. We draw another Hollowed Fount. Or sorry, another Hollow One. Let's just go ahead and fetch to thin our deck out some. We don't really want to be drawing lands. And we'll go ahead and play the Flameblade Adept. Pass to the opponent. And there's the Birthing Ritual. Alright, this time I feel more inclined to get down the Arena of Glory. I knew we could draw into a Street Wraith. I mean, we could go ahead and haste a Hollow One this turn, because if we Faithless Looting, we can pay 1 mana into that. And then cast the Hollow One with haste. Which is a pretty decent plan, honestly. And then next turn, we can go for Goblin Lore. And maybe get out another one. Yeah, let's try to make that our plan right now. So, haste mana, Faithless Looting. Oh, actually, we're really weak to a Force Negation with that, but turned out okay. So we need to keep 1 land. We'll dump the Stomping Ground, and almost pretty cool, but we did just use up our Arena of Glory. It's the fear of missing out, though. We pump him up a little bit, cast the Hollow One for free. And if we did draw a Street Wraith there, we could still haste the one, then cycle the Street Wraith, then cast the other one. Alright, we see a Shardless Agent. Pretty good for the opponent. We see 26 cards before they find something. I was hoping... Oh, here we go. We can still see what they had. Ah, they're on the Quantum Riddler version. And they found another birthing ritual, so they're probably going to get, yep, an Abhorrent Oculus. I will say, Abhorrent Oculus is just a little bit of a problem for us. Because it blocks the hollow one really well. Okay, there's a Vengevine for us. So I guess just conserve our life total a little bit. Goblin Lore. We discard Hollow One, Mountain Hollow One, so not exactly ideal. Cast a Hollow One. And then they can double block this. So it really comes down to, do we want to use Flameblade Adept to kill a Manifest token? And I could be inclined to. Or we could swing with both and at least get through a guaranteed 4. Yeah, maybe I'll just sacrifice Hollow One, get through 4 damage. Detective's Phoenix would be pretty good right about now. I do have a chance to hasten the Vengevine next turn. Because we need to Goblin Lore, draw some stuff, discard Vengevine, Blazing Rootwalla, something else. Cast Blazing Rootwalla and maybe one other creature. We've used up all 4 Hollow Ones at this point. We've got 3 Hollow Ones in the grave, 1 on board. There's another Abhorrent Oculus. Okay, this game might get away from us. Let's see, never say never, but they do get 2 Manifest tokens here. I think the opponent forgot how Birthing Ritual works whenever you have the card face down. It's treated as 0 mana whenever it's face down, so unless they found a 1 mana creature, they wouldn't be able to grab anything. They're probably sacrificing a tapped Abhorrent for an untapped. Yep. Okay, yep, you get your tokens. And you've got a sizable board now. Okay, that one's definitely a creature. Okay, go ahead and cycle a Street Wraith. Burning Inquiry. We go for the Burning Inquiry first? No, I think we go for the Goblin Lore. Okay, so we did discard the Vengevine. What we could do here is play Arena of Glory. Play Marauding Mako. Is it worth hasting these? And at this point, the only thing we can really do is try to go wide and hit hard. So get the Vengevine back. Got this. Still no Detective's Phoenix, so I think we've just got to hit as hard as we can here. And maybe we can find a way to deal enough damage next turn. Yeah, we're losing pretty much our entire board here to deal 2 damage. But when it's all you can do, it's all you can do. Alright, let's see if they can find their last Abhorrent Oculus here. They do get 14 looks. Okay, they just get to cycle that. Yep, 2 more tokens. don't think we're getting out of this one. It's gonna take a miracle. But starting with Faithless Looting is not a bad start. Detective's Phoenix. Discard, discard. Couple counters on the Mako. And then we could haste this Marauding Mako. Does it matter to haste it? 'Cause we can Detective's Phoenix. We probably Detective's Phoenix onto the current Marauding Mako. And we just exile a hollow one and like anything else. So this will make it a 5/5, so they're forced to block this. And if they want to kill it, the only thing they can kill it with is a Pornoculus. Or they maybe just have a bounce spell. Oh, Ice Fang Coatl. Gives them 2 other types, so they don't have Death Touch yet. They can just chump block, and then they're going to get us in the air next turn. Yeah. Well, we can block 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah, we just run it back. You know what? We don't have anything fantastic here, but we're going gambling. Maybe we'll find something good. Alright, let's start by cycling Street Wraith. Actually, probably should have searched first, but nothing bad. Mountain and Burning Inquiry to also try to mess up the opponent's hand, hopefully. Okay, we discard Vengevine and Blazing Rootwalla. And our Goblin Lore, unfortunately. Get a Blazing Rootwalla, and then next turn I suppose we can Goblin Lore. Make them discard their Subtlety and Harbinger. We normally don't have a lot of turn 1 plays. Go ahead and get down one of the arenas here. And then here I'm more inclined to Faithless Looting, so we can maybe get the Vengevine if we have to hardcast a creature. Unless they got Spell Pierce. Force Negation, okay. Okay, well we can still attack for 3 here. Oh, nope. Opponent's gonna Dismember. Well, what you gonna do? Next turn, I guess we just try to Goblin Lore. Okay, they've got Coiling Oracle. Ooh, and Breeding Pool. And they're gonna put it in untapped. Suspicious. Man, just lands. This deck's not really running many. Well, it's impossible for us to run out of land, so let's just do the Goblin Lore thing. This is gonna make it more likely. Ooh, okay. Which makes it really bad for us, because now we have no action. We've just got a bunch of lands in hand. That's gambling for you, baby. Okay, for a moment I was worried we gave them their Pornoculus. They get an Ice Fang Coatl. Okay, they've only got 2 cards left in hand. We've got a Vengevine in the graveyard. And a Flameblade Adept. That does us nothing. You know what? Maybe I should have held the Flameblade Adept so we could have at least got back a Vengevine on a later turn. Well, got the Stern Scalding out of the way at least, I guess. This one you cast. Yeah. But it still would have counted toward the cast. I guess let's play the Stomping Ground tapped in case we draw into a Vengevine and say go. Opponent attacks for 3. And then just passes it back to us. I'm feeling a counter spell here. Not like we have a lot of means of playing through them. 4 Endurance. Okay. Okay. Fear of Missing Out's not bad. I do wish we had something that wasn't a land in hand, at least. So we'll discard the Arid Mesa. Draw a hollow one. Which, with the Arena of Glory, we can cast here. Do we want to give it haste? I think we do. Oh, fucking hell. I thought we were casting it. Well, do what we can here. Yeah. Man. That sucks. Alright, we've probably lost it. I forget you can just cycle a hollow one. Okay. They don't? Oh, it's got flying. I was like, oh, we can just block it. They don't have enough for Death Touch yet. Oh, this feels like an abhorrent Oculus. And if it is, we'll just concede. Alright, GG, opponent. GG. Forgot to start the recording. We kept our 7, played a Mountain, played a Marauding Mako. Now we're just passing it to the opponent. Y'all missed nothing. Belcher Boys 420. I wonder what they're playing. Oh, different kind of Belcher than I thought. Okay. Red alert, red alert. They just might be able to outspeed us. You know what? Here we can go for a really big turn next turn by going ahead and playing both the Flameblade Adepts. Just attack for 1 here. All of these are going to get a +3 boost. All they're going to be 4, so we're going to be attacking for upwards of 12 next turn. Right, does the opponent already have it? If they do, sucks for us. Oh, goodness. Okay, Bitter Reunion. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, we just got turn 2'd by Belcher. What do you do to that? You can't do anything to a turn 2 Belcher. Wait, they're playing a basic mountain. It was almost at the very bottom of their library. They don't... What was that? 80 damage to us? Yeah, okay. Do we got anything for that? Magebane Lizard. Meltdown, kind of. Obsidian Charmaw, kind of. So Magebane Lizard. Guess we cut the Fear of Missings out and say go. We'll keep it. Hopefully we can cast this hollow one. Maybe get a Detective's Phoenix on it. We will go ahead and cycle this turn in case we draw into a 1-mana creature. Ugh. Go ahead and play this. Get the Stomping Ground tapped. Say go to the opponent. Maybe we could have just like mulliganed until we hit the Magebane Lizard. Okay, strike it rich from the opponent. Are they going to turn to us again? Here we could Faithless Looting, get the hollowed one. Let's thin ourselves out on land so we don't draw more lands. Okay, discard Vengevine and Detective's Phoenix. We could go for another Faithless Looting, see if we can find another hollow one here. So we did not. Pitch, another Detective's Phoenix, and that's a mountain. And then, yeah, let's just go ahead and cast this for free. Pass to the opponent. Oh, March of Reckless Joy. Does this work again? As an additional cost to cast it, you may exile any number of red cards from your hand. The spell costs 2 less to cast. Exile top X cards of your library. You may play up to 2 of those cards until end of turn. Okay. Play land, get a Ruby Medallion. None of those matter anymore. Alright, do we lead off on Burning Inquiry or Goblin Lore? Guess we lead off on Goblin Lore. Technically mana... We stay even on cards. Where Burning Inquiry, we go down. Okay, we hit a Blazing Rootwalla. Yes, cast that. And we can risk it to try to go for a Burning Inquiry this turn. Inclined to do so that way maybe we can get back the Vengevine too. Nope. Wow. Mostly just drew our drawers and discarders. I guess let's just attack for force. Say go. Are they doing it? Okay, they did it. They had the stuff. Wow, they're also gambling, but I guess their luck paid off a bit better than it did for us. Okay, into the next match. Good game, opponent. Alright, we're back with Master Warcraft. You know, this hand is a turn 1 hollow one at least. Yeah, we'll try it out. We get a couple of new draws. We can Goblin Lore turn 2 if we can find a land. Again, worst case scenario, we've got a turn 1 hollow one. There's second land. There's a Blazing Rootwalla for the Vengevine next turn. Go ahead and thin out, cast a hollow one, and pass it to the opponent. Yeah, our hollow one just got turn 1 consigned to memory. That's cool. Okay. Well, let's see how lucky we can get with a Goblin Lore here. Pretty much everything in our hand that we currently have, we're okay discarding. Oh, I was thinking we had another land drop we could do this turn to get the Vengevine engraved before casting the hollow one, but let's go ahead and get the hollow one out. And we can pass it to the opponent. Next turn, maybe we just double Detective's Phoenix, get a lot more power on the board. Hit hard, because we can get this up to 3, 5. We can get this up to 6. So we can be attacking for 11 next turn. Yeah, let's just... Well, we could also Faithless Looting. Let's start with a Faithless Looting. Detective's Phoenix. Stomping Ground? I mean, I guess we do want to get the Vengevine engraved eventually. Honestly, at this point, we can just hard cast the Vengevine next turn. Maybe that's the route we're taking. Yeah, let's just try to get to hard cast Vengevine. Which means we will shock in the Stomping Ground. Cast Detective's Phoenix. Target the Blazing Rootwalla. Street Wraith Burning Inquiry. And then Detective's Phoenix onto the hollow one. Street Wraith. Goblin Lore. Ooh, Solitude. Alright, do they have an Ephemerate too? They do. That's gross. Well, let's get in for 4 at least. They now have a 3/2 lifelinker. One of our Detective's Phoenixes are going to be gone. And on top of that, our cards are exiled, not destroyed, so we find future Detective's Phoenixes. They're not as good. Truthfully, this Vengevine in hand isn't as good anymore either, because opponent can just block with Solitude. Let's Goblin Lore and hope for the best. Okay, we pretty much just discard what we drew. We could cast a Detective's Phoenix, or we could go for another Stomping Ground. Or we could do Faithless Looting. Man, let's just lead off on Faithless Looting. Maybe we'll find something more interesting. So, discard. Discard. And then go for the Detective's Phoenix. Yeah, let's just go for the Detective's Phoenix on Detective's Phoenix. On next turn, we can cast Flameblade Adept, and then Goblin Lore, and try to get the Vengevine out of grave. Gonna gain some life back. Okay, we could just cast both of these, and then get back the Vengevine. Yeah, let's go for that route. Flameblade Adept. It'd be nice if we had an Arena of Glory. Marauding Mako. Get back Vengevine. And then let's go ahead and Goblin Lore. See what we can make happen. You know what? Maybe we should have saved that for next turn, so that way the Flameblade Adept could have been a little larger. Do we still have land drop this turn? We do. We can give our Marauding Mako haste. We have one in the graveyard. Okay, we don't have one in the graveyard, so let's bestow the Detective's Phoenix onto... Marauding Mako. Oh, do we have enough at graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Yes, we do. And still have a couple of Faithless Lootings in graveyard. And opponent concedes it to us there. Okay, gambling paid off. Let's see if we can continue to have it pay off. This deck does play Flage. However, that makes me think we do have to bring in the Leyline of the Voids. Flage is a really tough card for us to beat. We'll take out the Fear of Missing Out. And let's cut a Flameblade Adept. I get 2 Flameblade Adepts. Hand's a little slow, but we do get to attack for 4 on turn 2 at the very least. It's not worth, like, digging that hard for to get the Flage hate. Yeah, let's just go ahead and lead off on the Stomping Grounds. Because these games can go very late, so having access to just cast Vengevine can be relevant, while our life total isn't as relevant. Oh, and there goes our Marauding Mako. Alright, so we're gonna have to get a little lucky next turn. Okay, we see Hollow One. Yeah, let's just get another Stomping Ground out. And let's try to Goblin Lore. Hopefully it treats us well. Okay, we basically... Yeah, we discarded Burning and Grey Arena of Glory. So cast this bad boy. Let's go ahead and cast the Hollow One too. Gotta say, for a deck that plays so few lands, we are getting very flooded constantly. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands in the top 15. Something tells me we're about to get hit by Flage here. Yes, sir. Okay, we're up a game. Ooh. They've done enough in graveyard already. Just get more lands out of our deck. Yep, and here comes the Flage. I think we've probably lost this game, but we're not going to go down without fighting. Okay, see, Burning and Grey. Make it more likely that we discard these, so go for the Burning and Grey. Discard Scalding Tarn, Detective's Phoenix, Vengevine. Could go for a Blazing Rootwalla with 2 Detective's Phoenixes on it. Would make it large enough to dodge the Flage. Okay, let's try that then. Oh, if we even have enough mana in graveyard. I mean, if we have enough CMC in graveyard. All one in Marauding Mako is enough for the first one. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, yeah, so we have to get rid of our Vengevine here. We do want to go for that plan, which right now is our best plan. We can't block that well, so we'll just attack the opponent. Do what we can here. Maybe we can try to go crazy next turn. And this is going to be 7. They're going to be at 19. So we got to find a way to get 12 power on the board and attacking next turn. Ah, well, opponent just had it. Alright, we're just going to run it back. Alright, we've got a Leyline of the Void in opening hand. Don't have a lot of other action from there, but if we can Street Wraith into something, we'll keep. These Street Wraith hands can get a little awkward, but we got to do what we can. So let's go ahead and cycle it. See if we can find land or something else. No, so we just pass to the opponent. And hopefully we don't just lose on our own merit here. Arena of Glory. Marauding Mako. Slow start. A Burning Inquiry off top. Could be all we need. Burning Inquiry off top. Discard Vengevine, Detective's Phoenix, Flameblade Adept. Hollow one, Vengevine. Land, Detective's Phoenix. Like, we've got a pretty strong out here. We need it. I say if we need it. Ugh. Ugh. That sucks. I guess we're gonna go on the ultra slow beatdown plan here. I never thought about the fact that High Noon does just say, you can't cast Hollow One. Ugh. It's a Flage. It's still a Lightning Helix. So, go for Faithless Looting. It does also turn off Vengevine. Man, gross. Vengevine, Detective's Phoenix. Save this. Go ahead and just grab our Stomping Ground tapped. Attack the opponent for 3. Prismatic ending our Flameblade Adept. Wow, High Noon. Really good against us. I never realized. Okay, discard both of our hollow. I was hoping to eventually hardcast those. Play land. Get the Stomping Ground. Say go. Yeah, I think this High Noon's basically shut us out of the game. We don't have many outs here. I mean, this turn we can Flameblade Adept. Oh, can we go ahead and haste it? Maybe we just go ahead and haste this. We can cycle Street Wraith a couple of times. So I take 2, you take 1. Not the best exchange on the market. And we just attack for 3. Then it's a go. And next turn we can try to give it flying and then try to pump it every turn past there. Okay, attacking for 3 the next turn. And trying to attack for 6 the next and then 6 the next. So yeah, we've got a 3-turn clock on them if they don't have interaction. They can just get to a point where they can just sack this High Noon. Well, prismatic ending. And we Goblin Lore. I'm pretty sure this stops this. Yeah, I can't cast it. Also turns off Blazing Rootwalla. Wow, High Noon. What an answer to this deck. If you've got a Hollow Vine player at your LGS, pack High Noon in your sideboard and you should be fine. Okay, there's Felia. We have no way to deal enough damage to them next turn. They can just attack for 4 here. Get us down to 6. There's nothing we can do during our turn to stop both of these. And then they can just crack the High Noon on us, so over for us. GG, opponent. Alright, we're in our next match. Opponent's mulliganing. We're on the draw yet again. This could be a very explosive Goblin Lore for us. Test out the Marauding Mako. The opponent does have Orcish Bowmasters here. We can Street Wraith. Meticulous Archive. So maybe this is Esper Blink. Okay, Prismatic Ending. Okay, let's cycle Street Wraith. Shock and Stomping Ground. And we're going to cast Goblin Lore. Hope to discard Vengevine, Blazing Rootwalla. Not Hollow one. Oh, we're stuck with 3 Vengevines in hand and just madness 2 Rootwallas. Oh, that is pain and suffering if I've ever seen it. We also discarded our Hollow one. The gambling's not paying off. I'm losing the kids. It's over for me. Oh, and they consigned a memory, one of them. Wow. Oh. Carol's not gonna like this one. Yeah, there's a Riddler. Rather difficult one to attack. Hello. Yeah, what's gonna happen here? Oh, there goes that. Yeah, I think we hold for a turn. Maybe we go ahead and get these other Vengevines in graveyard, and then we can double cast next turn Marauding Mako Detective's Phoenix. Let's do that. This hand is just really relying on them not having graveyard hate. If they don't have graveyard hate, we might just win next turn. Quantum Riddler. The best thing to hit here is Marauding Mako. See if the opponent realizes it. Okay. 1-drop creature? Hollow one. We're gonna have to find something off of this Faithless. Oh, okay. Or they can just give it to us. Chill. So they seem to be some kind of Esper deck. Maybe just some type of Esper Control or Esper Blink. We'll run it back for now. We'll keep. This hand's got some power to it. We can find another hollow one off of this Faithless Looting. We are set up for a very strong turn 1. Let's thin out. Mountain. Faithless Looting. Oh, opponent might Spell Pierce. Nope, just an Undercity Sewers. Okay, we can discard Vengevine. Detective's Phoenix here. Cycle the Street Wraith. Cast Hollow One. At least get down the Guaranteed. Pass to the opponent. And then next turn we've got Burning Inquiry. Ooh, Marauding Mako. We could just haste both of the creatures in our hand and then Vengevine out of the grave. Honestly, not a bad plan. I'm not even going to risk it here. By going for the Burning Inquiry, hope to discard the Blazing Rootwalla. Okay, opponent Faithful Mending. Oh! Esper Goryo. Yeah, there's... Ooh, Gristlebrand. Ooh. Okay, attack with them all. And if it's Gristlebrand here, we might be in a pretty rough position. Okay, Quantum Riddler. Keep around the Quantum Riddler. So, can we do it all? We can't currently. Let's Burning Inquiry. Counters there. Cycle again. Counters there. And opponent concedes it. Let's go. GG, opponent. Phenomenal hand here. Turn 1 Marauding Mako. Turn 2 Faithless Looting. Discard Vengevine, Blazing Rootwalla. Cast Hollow One for a mana. Get the Vengevine from graveyard. I think we do it. Okay, does opponent have a pregame action they missed or something? Go for the Mako here. On to the opponent. And then we just gotta hope that they don't have a turn 1 counter spell for the Faithless Looting. Spell Pierce hasn't been as popular in Modern. So hopefully they don't have anything for the Faithless Looting. Force Negation has been popular in Modern though, and would mess up all of my plans. Okay, just a Commercial District tapped. Be a lot of things. So we can even cycle Street Wraith here. Let's go ahead and Faithless Looting. Discard Vengevine. Blazing Rootwalla. We just get to cast this for free here. Get back the Vengevine. And then we can go ahead and just play out a Flameblade Adept as well. Oh, the opponent concedes it there. So we're not sure what the opponent's doing. So sideboarding is going to be eh. Yeah, sometimes you're just too fast to even know what your opponent's doing. So we're just going to run it back. Something red-green. We'll be okay. It's a little bit of gambling, but we'll get there. Opponent's mulliganing to 5 here. Maybe they're just really mulliganing for their hate for us. We'll turn 1, Mountain Marauding Mako. Turn 2, try to Burning Inquiry, cast a Hollow One. Ghost Quarter's fine by us. Okay, we're playing against some type of Ice Steel deck. That is no problem for me. Okay, it's Eldrazi ramp. Yep, okay. We know what's going on at this point. Trinisphere. Oh, no. That is no bueno para us. Especially with this 1 land hand we got going. Okay, goes up to a 2 land hand. So Trinisphere is always the last on the layers. So we're gonna have to find another land here. And even if we do, I'm not sure what we're supposed to do about it. Hopefully they've just got a slow game. Okay, we can cast something from our hand here. And truthfully, I think we just start casting down some Detectives Phoenixes. Because yeah, we could Burning Inquiry. If we discard the Detectives Phoenixes, we'll have a hard time bringing them back. Okay, Owen's got nothing. Back on us. Omo's interesting. We're a little far away from card types in Graveyard, but if we can hit it, we're chilling. Now I am wondering if it's time to Burning Inquiry. Or whether we just apply some pressure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 this turn. Now if we go for the Detectives Phoenix, we've got game next turn. Attack with them all. K command. I'll pretend we were playing around that. Malevolent Rumble from the opponent. Okay. Opponent's getting some traction here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If they have another land, they do have enough for their typical 7 mana plays. So let's go for the Fear of Missing Out here. Discard Hollow One. Hollow One's never coming out this game, and it's an artifact type in Graveyard. So attack for 4 here. Get the opponent down to 6. Down to 5. Oh, what are they doing? Oh, is it a... Oh, it's Unholy Heat. Okay, down to 5. We've got 4 types in Graveyard now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we should just have game on board. We tried to Detectives Phoenix the Detectives Phoenix? No, that gets us off Delirium. Now, let's just see what happens if we attack. Okay, opponent's got something here. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate for us. So, don't want to get the Detectives Phoenix out of the graveyard yet. We want to give something flying. We give the Fear of Missing Out flying probably next turn. So we can go ahead and set up our graveyard this turn to still keep Delirium. And the thing that's going to be the best at that's probably going to be Goblin Lore. Let's do that. Oh yeah, that's right. Cost 3. We have more than enough types in graveyard now. And onto the opponent. They're going to have their mana for whatever they want to do next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they can get back this World Breaker here. Be a problem for us. Honestly, we're just worried about them. Okay, now we might just be dead. Let's thin out our deck some here. We might be able to double spell soon. And maybe if we can play creature plus Detective's Phoenix, then we're doing a little better. Yeah, maybe we should have been playing out our lands more aggressively. Yeah, play this. And then we just... So we can either Burning Inquiry this turn, or Faithless Looting to try to draw into our land for next turn to try to haste something. Oh, but they're going to be gaining a bunch of life every turn now, too. They're just going to be able to exile. Ugh. Yeah, we're kind of on the back foot for this one. Let's see what we can get. Okay, those aren't exactly... They return, right? They're not cast, they return? If we find land off top, we can double cast both of the Flameblade Adepts, get back the Vengevines. And if it's an Arena of Glory, we just get to haste the Flameblade Adepts as well. Oh, but they can Ultimate Ugin. I don't know, let's see where we get. Let's see where we get. We might not be dead just yet. Okay. Yeah. That's not good for us. Oh, that's extra not good for us. Yeah, we'll concede it there. I think opponent's gonna figure out a way to get there. Now the question is it worth to bring in the Meltdowns? Actually, might be worth it to bring in the Obsidian Charmaws now. You know, we might can just go on a beatdown plan with Obsidian Charmaws, and that be enough for us. Let's try that. Yes, I would love to play first. Fine hand, we'll keep it. Gotta hope not to discard our Charmaw. Let's thin out on lands here. Truthfully, we can just go for our Stomping Ground, so that way we still have basics in deck for if they try to Ghost Quarter us. We have plenty of basics, but you can never have too many against this kind of deck. Let's just go for yet another one. Life total doesn't matter till it does. Goblin Lore. Oh, they don't have the Dismember. Okay. We discard Hollow 1 and 2 lands. That was... Yeah. That was, yeah. Not exactly great for us. Okay, let's see what we can find here. Okay, Faithless Looting, so let's cast Marauding Mako, Vengevine, yeah. Marauding Mako. Faithless Looting. Discard Rootwalla Vengevine. Oh, they ain't got K command on 1. That would really suck for us here. Feels like K command on 1. Yeah. Okay, opponents bought themselves some time. They play a colorless land here, and we draw a land, we get to Obsidian Charmaw. Well, it grabs Emrakul the Promised End. Playing around this Charmaw pretty well here. But yeah, we still can't cast the Charmaw. Let's thin ourselves out on lands here. We are getting to the point where it could turn into a back and forth beatdown. We'll grab basic this time. Ugh. Burning Inquiry is just so much damage. Okay, let's attack. They'll probably chump block the Marauding Mako, I would imagine. They don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they could have up to their 7 mana next turn. And if they all is dust, we still have a hollow one, I guess? I'm trying to think about what opponent could have here. Okay, yes, they're going to get to their 7 mana. But then what? Talisman? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, just 4 for Writhing Chrysalis. Actually, that does make them enough blockers. Notable, notable. And then we could... So what's going to happen is we're going to attack all. They're going to block here. They're going to block, block, block. We're not going to get through any damage this turn. Let's attack all. Any of these had trample would be sitting kind of pretty. No Vengevines in the graveyard, right? No. Yep, I think they're blocking exactly as we'd predicted. Oh. So this still costs 3, so... Yeah. There's no reason for them not to sack all of them here. If they keep their Writhing Chrysalis, we lose our Hollow one. They take no damage this turn. Now we try to ruin their next turn for them. That Ugin's Lab. And they're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess they could still get back up to 7 mana. Our worst case scenario here is they have another Writhing Chrysalis. Okay. Alright, I think I cut myself off there. Opponent conceded there. We'll be back in a minute for the wrap-up. Alright, I'm back. You know, we lost. We won a little bit. We're down for the day, but doesn't mean we're down forever. Gambling is about incremental wins. So, yeah, but all in all, the deck's super cheap. I mean, the deck's like less than 40 ticks online. You can build the deck for easily under $100, maybe even under $50 in paper. Great fun deck. I think everybody should play Hollowvine at some point or another. But yeah, that's going to be it for the wrap-up today. Thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, comment what deck you want to see me play next, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.